So we are back live here on the Red Shed Facebook page of all places, and we have got Dallas Moore with us today. He is going to be part of a gigantic show this weekend out at the Red Shed. Tickets, I understand, are flying out the door for this thing, which is fantastic. So Dallas, talk to us a little bit about what you've been up to recently, my friend.
Well, I'll tell you what. I think we played New Year's Eve of 2025, we closed the year out just over 300 shows again. So, and then I had
Wow.
one day off on New Year's Day, and we kicked it right back up. And so we're getting our kicks in 2026, and
That's
we're
awesome.
already off and running for this year's tour, and can't wait to get to return to the Red Shed and on Saturday night. And our great friends Xander Rodriguez and Sister Aaron Stahl are going to be opening the show. And I'll have the full Dallas Moore band, and we're going to have a good time. We love getting out there with y'all.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Dallas Moore with us today. He's going to be part of a big show at the Red Shed coming up this weekend. Now, you've been called the hardest working man in Honky Tonk. What keeps you motivated to stay on the road with 300 plus dates a year after more than 25 years in the business, my man?
Well, it's still fun. If it ever quits being fun, I reckon we'll figure out something else to do. But it's still fun, and I always say I got to roll the wheels to pay the bills.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome. We have got Dallas Moore with us today, and Dallas is going to be part of a gigantic show at the Red Shed coming up this weekend. Tickets are still available, however, they will sell out quick, and they are moving. They Jeff and them are moving tickets out there at at the Red Shed for this show. That is the one thing I've noticed with your especially with you, is first time you played, you had a pretty decent crowd. Second time you had even more of a crowd. And every time you play, you come close to selling the place out. What do you think that is?
Well, I think one person tells their buddies, and that they have a good time, and then it just goes on down the phone line, and we keep making a whole lot of new friends and family. I reckon
That's awesome.
everybody comes out to our shows and has a good time, and then when we come back, in 6 months or a year or something like that, then all those folks tell their friends, and the party just keeps getting bigger, and the family keeps growing.
That's awesome. That's awesome. We have got a great guest with us today. The incredible Dallas Moore is with us now, touring at a pace that you are on is rare today. How has that grind of the road shaped you both as a songwriter and a performer, my man?
Well, it's just it's kind of everything just keeps growing over time, and you go through different phases and stages, I guess you could say, of everything, and you get the experience of meeting so many different people, and you're telling your stories, but sometimes you're telling their stories, and you never run out of inspiration, I guess you could say. So and like I say, it's all it's still fun, so that's why we keep up that pace. And some of the best advice I ever got was from Willie Nelson a long time ago, when he said, "Do it for the love, but never be above the money." So
That's awesome.
it works
That's
works out
awesome.
pretty good.
That's awesome. We have got a great guest with us today, Dallas Moore. He is going to be part of the Red Shed this coming Saturday. He has got two great openers coming with him. It's going to be an incredible, incredible show. So, with 17 albums under your belt, how do you personally measure success at this stage of your career, whether it be charts, crowds, or is it something deeper, my man?
Well, I've got 18 out now.
Oh, wow.
My last release was a solo acoustic record, Gems and Jams, that we released, and I toured on that for all of last year. So I actually got to 18 albums since 1996, and that was the first time that I'd ever done a solo acoustic record featuring 15 songs that I'd written. And we do several of those tunes in our live show as well. And we just recorded a live album on December 19th of 2025, and that will be made available at some point this year. So number 19 coming up, and probably have number 20 not far behind that. So we're going to keep on trucking, and you know, we like I say, we never really run out of material or inspiration or anything like that. We've always got something new to say, and both lyrically and musically as well, and keep on kicking the can a little further down the road.
That's awesome. That's awesome. We have got a great guest with us today. Of course, Dallas Moore is going to be at the Red Shed January 10th. He has got two great openers, Xander Rodriguez and Aaron Stoll. They are going to be part of the big show coming up this weekend. So you're often described as a modern day hardcore troubadour. What does that title mean to you, my friend?
I don't know. I'll take whatever they're giving, I reckon. But of course, Steve Earle has always been known as the original hardcore troubadour, and had the great song of that title that he wrote, of course. But um, folks just kind of started calling me a modern day hardcore hardcore troubadour. I guess because we work so many dates, I don't know. But I'll take it. It didn't hurt my feelings at all.
That's awesome. That's awesome. We have got a great guest with us today. Of course, the amazing Dallas Moore is with us. He's going to be part of the Red Shed this weekend, January 10th. And so let's talk a little bit about your outlaw country and your influences. You have toured with many of the original architects of outlaw country and Southern rock. What lessons did you absorb directly from that generation that today's artists might never experience?
Well, it was just invaluable, I guess you could say. I got to tour with the majority of my heroes, and everywhere from Waylon Jennings and Willie Nelson and Merle Haggard and George Jones to the Allman Brothers and Leonard Skinner and the Marshall Tucker Band, and on and on. On the Southern rock side of things, and of course David Allan Coe, and then we're still getting to do shows with our heroes, guys like Ray Wiley Hubbard and Dean Dillon, and all kinds of stuff like that. But it's been so great, and it's really cool. I always say it's really cool when your heroes become your friends, and I've been very blessed with that over the years as well. And like I say, never run out of any inspiration and everything like that, with being able to just be a little part of that, and be a small part of being in their orbit for a short time. It might have been a short time by some people's instances, but for me it was a lifetime of experience and inspiration on everything like that, and stuff that I take those memories and kind of incorporate it into my own music, and which is always constantly evolving, and we just kind of go from there with it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Dallas Moore is going to be at the Red Shed kicking off a new year of music, January 10th. He's going to return to the Red Shed for a night of Honky Tonk, Outlaw, and Red Dirt Country. He's also going to be joined by two up-and-coming artists, Xander Rodriguez and Aaron Stoll. Doors will open at 7. The openers will start at 7:30. The second opener starts at 8:15, and Dallas takes the stage at 9 o'clock. Tickets are available on the Red Shed Facebook page, Eventbrite, and you can take a chance at buying them at the door but they are moving pretty briskly, so you might want to get them in advance. So, Dallas, do you feel responsibility carrying the outlaw country flame for the next generation?
Well, I don't know if I've got responsibility or not. It's not my fault.
It's not my fault, he says.
No, but anything that uh, it's kind of cool. When we started this out many moons ago, I was always the youngest guy in the band, and now I'm the old guy, and there's a whole great next generation of artists that's coming up, and everybody calls me Uncle Dallas, and that's pretty cool that I'm able to encourage the next generation of songwriters and performers, and keep this music, the music of my heroes, and my heroes alive, and it's pretty cool thing, and it just keeps on going, man.
That's awesome. That's awesome. We've got Dallas Moore with us today. He's going to be part of a gigantic show at the Red Shed coming up this January 10th, this Saturday. And 2026 is going to start off with some incredible country music. So tell me a little bit about Xander Rodriguez.
Xander is a great young cat out of Arizona, and he's going to be opening the show. And he's also going to be all this week. He's going to be playing lead guitar with my band as well, and he's opening several of our shows this week, including the Red Shed. But I met Xander originally out in we were on tour in Arizona a couple of years ago, and he ended up filling in on lead guitar for me a couple times, and we just struck up a great friendship. And he's got his own solo music out. He's a great songwriter and a great guitar player. And he's a young guy. I think he's maybe 30, 31 years old, something like that. I'm not exactly sure, but he's a young fella, and he's just really talented and doing great. And I'm looking forward to for this whole week having him play lead guitar with the Dallas Moore band, but also get to hear him do his own thing, and showcase his music as the opener as well.
That's awesome. That's awesome. We have got Dallas Moore with us today as he kicks off the Red Shed January 10th, the 2026 edition of the Red Shed Music Series. The Red Shed Music Venue doors open at 7. Dallas will take the stage at 9. The openers will start at 7:30. You don't want to miss this incredible show. So let's talk a little bit about No God in Juarez. This is a very different project for you. Why did you feel like this was the right time to tell this story, my friend?
Well, No God Juarez was over 20 years in the making. All the songs on the No God Juarez album were written by my original Honky Tonk hero, champion and friend, the great Billie Gant. And Billy, I met Billy when I was probably 17 years old, in a little honky tonk in my original hometown of Norwood, Ohio. And of course, we were just kids. We weren't supposed to be in the honky tonk on a school night, but we had snuck in, and they were going to kick us out. And Billy told everybody that we were his kids, so we were allowed to stay. So he kind of took us under his wing, and that became a lifelong friendship. And he was a great mentor to me. And Billy was during those years, he was at the height of his career. He was touring with Johnny Paycheck and David Allan Coe and Hank Williams Jr. and the Oak Ridge Boys and so many great artists. And everything just came to a really horrible crash, if you will. He was involved in an automobile accident and suffered a traumatic brain injury. And
Wow.
right at the time, right at the height of his career, and he was away from the music industry for 13 years. And during that time, before the accident, Billy was known as just the most charismatic, entertainer and frontman, in country music. It was like watching James Brown on steroids play outlaw country music.
That's awesome.
It was just really just outstanding. And then after the accident, um, he was no longer able to do some of the crazy antics that he was known for. But something had happened to him during that time, and during those years away, and he became such a prolific songwriter. And I started telling Billy in the early 2000s. One of these days, I'm going to do a whole record of your songs and get them out there to the world. And finally, when we came out with No God Juarez, which I believe that album came out in 2023, I believe. And so that when we came out with that was it. And Billy's still here with us. He actually was just the master of ceremonies for our live album recording back on December 19th of this year. And he's still with us, and he's still doing great, and still getting out. And he even got up and sang a couple songs with us on that night. So, but it's with the whole No God Juarez project and that album, and we play the majority of that album in our live shows, and we'll be playing a lot of those songs from that record at the Red Shed. So we're taking Billy's songs, and I'm honored and humbled and proud to continue to sing them on stage every night and get them out there to the world, because they need to be heard.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Dallas Moore with us today. He's going to be part of a big show, January 10th, this weekend, kicking off 2026 at the Red Shed. Xander Rodriguez and Aaron Stoll will be opening for Dallas. Doors open at 7. The first act goes on at 7:30. So tell me about Aaron Stoll. How did Aaron come into this whole mix, my friend?
I actually don't know.
Oh, that is amazing. That is amazing, because
I was seeing on the thing. I do believe that I think we played a show that Aaron was on. I think I remember reading her say that, and I believe we played a show. It might have been a show like either Ohio or Michigan or somewhere.
Yes, I believe it was Ohio where you guys played. I believe she was an opener for you there.
Okay, yeah, and that was probably a few years ago. But I'm tickled to death and can't wait to see her. And Erin's great. Really looking forward to, and glad that she's been added to the bill for this. And so it's going to be a great night at the Red Shed.
That is amazing. We've got Dallas Moore with us today. We're learning a little bit more about Dallas as he makes his way to the Red Shed January 10th. The doors will open at 7. Dallas will go on at 9. The tickets are available at Eventbrite, or you can take your chances and buy them at the door. But they are flying fast, so I'm not even sure if there will be tickets available that evening. But getting back to your outlaw country and your influences, how do you balance honoring the traditions of outlaw country while still making music that feels urgent and relevant in today's music?
Well, I guess you kind of just take what your influences were and kind of continue to mold that into, what your music is, and then tell your stories. I don't know. I wish I had a better answer for that.
No. I love it. You're being honest, baby. You're being honest.
Yeah, that's just all the things and that were my influences originally. I think I know it's different for everybody, but it's also the same or at least similar, I believe, for most artists. You've got your me myself, and I'm sure a lot of people feel this way. I'm always still learning, so I've got all of my old heroes and influences, but I have new. I'm always finding somebody new, and my next influence might be, somebody brand new, and that I'm hearing for the very first time, and I'm going to just be floored by it, and take some influence from that. We're always learning and always trying to come up with something new.
We've got Dallas Moore with us today. 2026 is going to start off with a taste of country at the Red Shed Music Venue, January 10th. Dallas returns to the Red Shed stage for a night of honky tonk, outlaw, and red dirt country. He's also bringing some incredible upcoming artists as well. Xander Rodriguez, Aaron Stoll. The doors open at 7. Eventbrite is the place to get the tickets, or the Red Shed Facebook page. And talking a little bit about your album, No God in Juarez. You have described this album as a labor of love. Why was it important for you to devote an entire record to the songs of Billie Gant?
Well, like I was saying here just before,
Yeah,
with Billy's whole story, I just felt like that not only his songs needed to be heard, but it also it got quite a bit of coverage worldwide, and Billy's story himself. It's almost like a movie, should be a movie himself. And I just felt like his story needed told, and the songs needed to be sung. He became such a prolific songwriter, and all of the so many of the songs on that album could be a movie in themselves. It's like I kept thinking, you know. You know, each one of those songs, from the title track "No God in Juarez" to the Ballad of Reuben Dixon, or the Emperor of Peon Street. There's so many songs on that record that are so cinematic in the way they're presented. Or Hezekiah's Heart. That's another one that we'll be playing in the live show. And the songs themselves are like mini movies, and that it was just very important for me to get the Billy songs out, and also his story, and shed some light on his story. And we're glad and blessed that he's still with us, and we're actually working on more of his songs and stuff for stuff coming up in the future. But
that's
the
awesome.
No God Juarez album was special in itself, because it was a complete album featuring all the songs written by Billy Gant.
Amazing, amazing. Well, Dallas, before we let you go, my friend, uh, tickets are available at Eventbrite for this show, also the Red Shed Facebook page. Where do people go to buy your music online before the show?
We're available on all digital platforms, and my website is dallasmore.com. And all our
Fantastic.
tour dates and music are available. And on our dallasmore.com, we have all of our vinyls and CDs are available. And then we're on all digital platforms as well. And then on the on all the social media stuff, I run everything myself. So if you're talking to me, they're really talking to me.
That's
So
awesome.
holler at me and I'll holler back at you.
That is amazing. Well, Dallas, you are amazing. I look forward to chatting with you this weekend, and I look forward to meeting Aaron and Xander as well. You're just fantastic, my man. I appreciate you making time for us today and spending some time with us, and talking about the show this weekend. Thank you, sir.
All right, James. Looking forward to seeing you, buddy.
Appreciate it, brother. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay. Thanks, buddy.
Thank you, brother.